Hi all, my name is Ronnie, and I'm thrilled to share with you a project I've been working on. How did the decolonization movement of the 20th century unfold, and what impact do they have on the world today? I've used countless primary sources like speeches and historical documents, as well as reference historians who study this topic intensively. Let's dive in and explore how decolonization reshaped our global community. Decolonization gained traction in the early 20th century. One landmark movement was India's freedom movement led by Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi's nonviolent resistance, starting in the 1920s, culminated in the Quit India movement of 1942, a pivotal campaign for independence. Meanwhile, the Treaty of Versailles in 1919 dismantled the Ottoman Empire and reassigned its territories throughout the League of Nations mandate system, sparking tensions in the Middle East. The Atlantic Charter of 1941, a joint declaration by Franklin D. Roosevelt and Winston Churchill, explicitly stated the right of all peoples to self-determination, inspiring anti-colonial movements worldwide. After the Second World War, independence movement surged. India and Pakistan's independence in 1947 marked the end of British rule in South Asia, but also led to partition, which caused mass displacement and violence. In Southeast Asia, Vietnam declared independence from France in 1945 under Ho Chi Minh, though it would take decades of conflict before full sovereignty was realized. In Africa, Ghana's independence in 1957, led by Kwame Nkrumah, set a precedent as the first sub-Saharan country to break free from colonial rule. The pivotal year of 1960, often called the Year of Africa, saw 17 nations gain independence from European powers. During the Cold War, the US and USSR often competed for influence over newly independent nations. Algeria's war for independence from France from 1954 to 1962 was one of the most violent, resulting in over 1 million casualties. Angola's independence in 1975, following Portugal's Carnation Revolution, led to a prolonged civil war, fueled by Cold War rivalries. Decolonization extended into the 1990s, with Namibia gaining independence in 1990 after decades of South African administration. Finally, Hong Kong was returned to China by the United Kingdom in 1997, marking the symbolic end of the British Empire. So why does this all matter? Understanding decolonization gives us insight into modern geopolitics, ongoing struggles for self-determination, and how legacies of colonialism still shape the world. By looking back at the evidence, the speeches, the wars, and the pivotal documents, we see how nations fought to reclaim their identities and futures. Decolonization isn't just history, it's a lens for understanding today's global challenges. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I hope it inspires you to think more deeply about how history shapes our world.